Back from the break. For those that went with us into that particular break, if you're just joining us, welcome on board this Friday, the 25th day of October 2024. Morning at NTV. We are now into a Take Note, and we are looking at the entertainment industry at a glance. There's a lot that is going on within the industry, especially the musicians and the artists, and what they are up to, the developments that do define how the business is running, and the projections going forward. Today, we are privileged to be talking to Bigey. Bigey is a musician, one of the foremost in the country, and he will be sharing his submissions, perspective, as well as insights on what is going on, where we need to tweak and improve, especially when it comes to improving quality of the product that the musicians are putting out there, but also ensure that the business angles are taken care of. Money is important. On Morning at NTV, we have a mantra about excellence, success, and profit. And in no other industry does this come forth. If you are excellent at your vocals in the music industry, and you're good at writing and putting all these things together, no doubt you're going to achieve success. Now, when you achieve success in this industry, the profits begin to flow. What happens after the profits come in is sometimes debatable, depends on the person, but Mr. Bigey will be able to tell us exactly what's up. Most welcome to Morning at NTV.
Thank you so much.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing.
Who is Bigey?
Bigey is Ugandan artist. Ugandan artist. Yep, that's what I can say.
What's your name?
Okay.
Away from the alias.
Okay, my real name is Manja Ibrahim.
Manja Ibrahim.
Yeah.
Great. The music industry today, there's a lot that is going on.
Yes, please.
A lot of it we can write home about. A lot of it is controversial.
Yeah.
A lot of it borders on the ugly.
Yeah.
I don't know what your view of all that is before we touch on the nitty-gritty of the way forward.
Yeah, the music industry, well, it is growing. But at the same time, it has so many challenges at the moment.
Okay.
Though we cannot give up, we who have the passion are trying to keep pushing.
All right.
No matter the challenges. Yeah.
Okay. So what are those particular challenges right now, from your point of view, that you think should be worked on very quickly to allow for the space to be first and foremost very profitable and continue to churn out quality works in terms of music?
There are so many challenges. First of all, it's the copyright law.
The copyright law.
That's the biggest challenge we are facing.
Yeah.
And everyone knows about that. Because if you see right now, the way the industry is moving, like we don't earn much out of it just because of that. And some more challenges, for example, right now to stage a concert is also very expensive. Okay. So it's moving, but then the challenges are bigger.
They're bigger.
Yeah.
All right. I'll be interested very much in the detail of the copyright law, how exactly you want it to be tweaked in order to favor and ensure that musicians get their fair share, because that is very important. But allow me at this moment in time, welcome Mr. Kasuku to the show. For you, let me just introduce you by laughing.
Why are you laughing? What is funny?
All right. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Great stuff.
Yeah, nice.
Music industry.
Nice
I'm glad to
meeting
speak to you. The last time we had a challenge on ourselves that we never saw through. I was supposed to come on the morning show at Spark. That is before you chose to leave us. And I was talking like I'm in a group, a WhatsApp group, and you were supposed to come on the morning show, and then we do a bit of a switch. That would be lovely, now that we have the reality here.
Yes. Now I hadn't gotten what you were saying in the beginning. So, so you wanted us to, okay, I used to suggest we switch. Because the audience to the other side was of over how, I don't know, but I'm glad to be here.
No doubt.
On a Friday morning.
Yeah.
Fridays are very hard for me.
Why?
There are days I usually take off and I stay home.
Okay.
So I get home a bit late on Thursday night, so then I go to bed up to around midday.
So you also sleep?
I do. What? You mean you're seeing me 24/7?
Every time I'm online,
yeah,
and I'm trying to get to terms with either breaking news or something happening within the country, Kasuku is there.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, what time do you get to?
You reminded me of one guy I was with one time. He was drunk.
Hey.
So at around like 2 a.m. We went into a supermarket and there was a TV.
Yeah.
Music was playing. So the guy asked me, so it's exactly what you're saying, that when you scroll through your phone, you see me, you think I'm there exactly at that time. Okay. Yeah.
We're talking about, or rather looking at the entertainment industry in a glance. Right now, there's a lot that is happening. I just want to pick your mind on what it is right now. What are the contending issues that musicians and artists, for that matter, are grappling with?
Right now, the entertainment industry is at crossroads. They're trying to find their footing again. Like he's been trying to say, these the artists we used to say we are young are now coming of age.
Yeah, they are no longer
they are now the uncles they used to despise. So they're trying to find, how do we move? Which direction do we take? I think the biggest issue now they have is politics. It's what's disturbing them most. They've exposed themselves so much to people to realize that they are not what people thought they were. So politics has divided them. Some are with the government, some are with the opposition. But of course, all of them in the hope of either fighting for numbers in terms of people or the money. Yeah. So today that is what is happening. This other conversation of copyright and what, it is something that has been here for what, 18 years or 20 years. It's coming close to 20 years since they signed the copyright law. Implementation has failed, but still musicians have been able to, creatives have been able to make money even without the copyright law. The only challenge they're having right now is they want to eat and others want numbers, again, to make money. So it's the only challenge they're having right now. There's nothing that has changed.
The other aspects can be dealt with. We're glad we have an artist and a musician here with us. But when I listen to Kasuku, he talks about politics only in line of the government politics, being part of the opposition as a musician or part of the government. But there is also something called politics in music. And this is between and among musicians and artists themselves, the politics of music, the contestation of ideas, mandates, and the need to create spaces for themselves ahead of the rest. That is politics from within. And that is affected by the politics of government, which completely topples things. And first and foremost, I don't want to put you on the spot anyway, but you have a side that you lean towards?
Yes, he has.
Yes, definitely, I do. But then the politics in music has always been there.
That has always been there.
And it cannot go away from music because sometimes it brings good competition, the politics. Because if at all the industry is sleeping, still there is a problem. Yeah, so politics has to be there because we are fighting in a very small space. So we are all fighting to go through. We are fighting to be number one. So that one cannot go away from the music industry.
How does the artist that is trying to make their space recognizable and make inroads make it within that politics of the music industry?
No, you just have to be strong. It's all about being strong. It's the only way you can make it. If you are this person who gives up, who gives up so easily, you cannot stand it. But then all you have to do is to keep standing and stay relevant.
Strong.
Yeah, man.
Okay. I'll be coming to you shortly for the politics that government occasions upon the industry, but I want you to talk about the politics in the music industry. That is the competition, contestation between musicians, those ones that maybe think are greater than others and therefore want more space and more returns.
I think the politics in the music industry has been just a battle for supremacy.
Battle for supremacy.
Okay, originally it was a battle for supremacy, like he has said.
Yeah.
It was just about me being better, me being able to do a better song than yours, me being able to do showbiz.
More than you can.
More than you can.
Which is healthy.
Which was healthy. Of course, not healthy all the time. It was healthy and healthy. Yeah? Okay. So, of course, we had issues where musicians would not want other musicians' songs to be played. We had where musicians could befriend journalists and DJs to have more power play and talkability. So you just had to fight through that space. But it was on principle the music. Yeah? It was about the music at the time. But then today it has changed. So it's not about the music anymore. That is why you see we are having less quality music, less what they call it, vibe music. Because you know in Uganda we move vibe more than the quality. More than the quality. Yeah. So when you go back to
drive the wave.
Exactly. Today we have, when you look at people who are having the big songs today, they are little known people, because for them their desire is to break through. We want to be known, you know, we want to go out there, and they have the love for the music. Theirs is like, we want to make it.
That's right.
Yeah. Now the people who are supposed to be doing the good music we want are on the other thing. I told you,
the politics.
The politics of government that infiltrated this side. You get it? So now that is where now the problem is. That's why I was telling you that the music is at crossroads.
Is that something you're comfortable talking about? The infiltration of the music industry by the politics of government?
Right now, you can't separate the two. It already penetrated.
Okay.
It already penetrated ever since, like, how can I say, like, one of us joined directly. So it also came in directly.
Okay.
So right now it's hard
to be very clear, you're talking about the president of the National Unity Platform, who is a seasoned and acclaimed musician.
Yeah. So ever since he joined like active politics, and he's a musician, so the two emerged strongly. So you cannot just separate it like that.
But if I can look back at the trajectory of his political career, it has put his music career to a halt. He does not run the two concurrently.
Yes, but not as such, because right now the numbers he's having are even better than the numbers he used to have. Yeah, so he has gained more numbers.
Politically,
but still numbers are numbers, whether politically or musically. It's all a fight of what? For numbers.
So how, Kasuku, how does Robert Kyagulanyi, Bobi Wine's ascendancy to politics change the narrative in the music industry?
So what happened was, when of course when Bobi Wine said he's standing for MP, very many people were happy, but because of the politics in the industry, very many musicians were not happy. When you go back and visit his rallies, there were those little known, or those musicians who are trying, or who have been there and are slowly in between there. He didn't have so many stars on his rallies.
Okay.
Yeah. So then he hits the jackpot. Now the turning point for them was when he becomes, when he does people power, that Arua thing. So people started realizing, oh, now the brokers inside government realized that we need to have musicians on our side to fight against this one. That is where everything went wrong.
Changed, let's use change.
No, it's where everything went wrong. So now everything became, he was part of the NRM in the beginning. He was part of the NRM, the previous campaigns, he campaigned for the NRM, and ungrateful as they were, he left them.
That the
Yes, they were ungrateful towards him. So he says.
Were they? He's here with us. You don't please impart words into his mouth. Were they ungrateful?
You know, sometimes like I'm this person who always looks at the present. Sometimes I don't look back. What happened? Like what matters most right now is what I am right now. So I'm moving forward and I'm happy.
Kasuku doesn't seem to agree with you.
Now that answer is what the music industry is right now.
Very clear.
Yeah. They are now dealing with the present. Nobody cares about the past or the future.
Yet it has the ability to define what happens in the future.
Thank you.
I mean to discuss it. Yeah, to start discussing this, what.
No, the reason we are delving into it, because it's like a huge shadow that is on the industry. And especially ahead of 2026.
And it is the only problem they have.
Okay.
They don't have another problem. These whole things of copyright, they are just hiding behind them. The problem musicians or the entertainment industry has, because entertainment, we are going to take into consideration YouTubers, TikTokers, dancers, musicians, and everyone.
Yeah, you're right.
They are the only, everybody you come across is finding a way how to either attract the attention of the government to get money or attract the side they believe is for the people to have numbers.
All right, allow me ask a question that can be asked by an outsider.
Yes.
In light of the contestation, in light of the fact that it is no longer about music, what is the future of the lower artists at the bottom of the pyramid who are convinced that if I come into the industry, I have a chance to become the star that Chameleon, that Bigey, that Bobby Wine, that Bebe Cool became. Yet the ground is not leveled for them that way, and it's totally, they don't know politics. They have no idea who to talk to and when. Even if they are given a call, for example, and they're like, okay, let's assume Chris Higgins is an upcoming artist, and I receive a call from a politician ahead of 2026, and they're telling me, can you come up with a song for the National Resistance Movement, for the National Unity Platform? How are they supposed to handle that situation?
I feel sorry for them right now, because it's very challenging to them.
Because it comes with money.
Definitely, yes. Because being an upcoming, it means you need everyone.
That's right.
Whether from where or where, because you are struggling to be known. You are struggling to have the fame.
Any form of publicity works for you.
But right now, we are divided. We are divided. The fans are divided. The artists are divided. So I find it like they don't have a fair platform. Yeah, and the most challenging thing is that right now the musicians are seen as, how can I bring it out? We are seen as enemies. Some of the musicians are seen as enemies to the government. So if you are a young musician and you are coming up, right now they look at you clearly to know which side do you belong to.
On this side, or the other side, to condition the kind of support you get.
So you'll not find yourself enjoying the privileges of the music industry, and that's why you're going to find a hard time to come up.
I think for me, I think some of the people who are really enjoying the music industry right now are those who have sought to be, it's called non-partisan.
Non-partisan.
They
are sitting on the fence.
They are doing music. Not sitting on the fence. They are doing music, because when you look at the music, like I told you today, that those young musicians who are trying to rise, they are still doing that music for the vibe, to sell us the vibe. They are doing well, until of course they begin talking about the government or the opposition. So they have a good ground to want to rise, because the space is literally empty. That is why today it's very easy to see a person like Ozambe, who was just vibing a song with a girl in the ghetto, and this, all of a sudden the song is big. To show you that the space is still there, the guy left Uganda for Kenya for almost a month, and he was doing gigs there.
Gigs he wasn't given here.
Gigs he didn't have here. He was doing gigs there. He went for almost a month, the other side. So they just have, the musicians have to draw the lines. We want the money, but we also want the job.
Okay.
So you make it clear that I can, because the biggest challenge the musicians have, they are musicians and they are activists at the same time. Now that is where the problem comes. If NRM is hiring you to sing them a song or to come and perform on their concert, I really see no problem with it. The problem is you becoming an activist. You begin telling us, banange, abasajja n'enguudo bazikoze, when the roads have not been done. That's where people are having issues. It's the same thing that is happening also the other side. It means that if someone does not support the opposition and you're for the opposition, they may not like your message. When you're talking about the opposition, they will not support you. The same applies for the government. So you get what I'm saying?
I do.
So the moment they draw these lines clearly, that for us we are in it for the money, because the whole reason why, Chris, you wake up to come to this show is for the money.
The money.
But the moment Chris becomes an activist, then people will say, is he here for the money or for the activism?
For the activism.
Especially when it comes to politics, you know that. So when musicians decide that, now what we want, we are going to sing. We sing, we entertain people. They have the fun, we walk away, we go, we have been paid. They are going to enjoy the space. And that is what those young musicians have to do now. Take
us through the contract design for a concert that has political leanings to it. If, for example, you've been procured by JEMA, let's use JEMA as a political party, because people usually say if you're using NUP as an example and the National Resistance Movement, you're trying to drive a particular narrative. Let's use JEMA. JEMA is a political party and is operating very squarely well in Uganda. If JEMA wants to procure your services as a musician for rally, what is the contract design?
Sometimes the things of Uganda,
they don't have contracts.
You find a few who are professional.
Gentleman's agreement.
You come, you say you're going to sing, you deposit. When I arrive at the venue, you give me my balance.
Give me my balance.
I don't step on the stage without the balance. So when I heard you say, take us through the contract design, I was like, okay.
That is the system. And sometimes it depends on the client. If the client asks for it, that's when you can go into details.
I think maybe the contract
what I mean is, okay, for example, let's assume it's a phone call.
Yes.
What does the other party want? Are they asking you to come and entertain their crowd, or they're asking you to come and help in the campaign? That goes to the activism.
That is what they say.
That's what they say.
Now,
isn't it possible that some musicians, so to speak,
that has
and
been
they
the
begin
biggest,
to talk in favor
it
of
has
a party?
been the biggest problem in this country. Because like I told you, in English, abawujjo bunyama is what? Abawujjo bunyama in English.
What is, first of all, abawujjo bunyama? Let me understand.
Abajubisa. These people will say, who give it fire?
Sycophants.
More like
sycophants. Propagandists.
Those
are propagandists.
No, non-propagandists.
What's your name? Kamboze bituyota tegedde.
Akawujjo bunyama konga tegedde.
Kadi mu luzungu akawujjo bunyama
kega mu luzungu. Akawujjo bunyama.
Fanning.
That is
fanning.
That's translation.
They are called
more like a sycophant is somebody who expressly talks without necessarily caring whether what they're saying is true about somebody or something. In other words, they just want to ensure that you have the support.
No, the people I'm talking about is someone is going to come and say, Higenya innocent. Gwichobo okola labika bulungi. Higenya has money. That person is what in English?
Okay, I should be
the booster.
All right, the word is could be those are more like purveyors.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have purveyors.
Now, like, okay, let me just put it. If a king, for example, is seated somewhere,
yes,
and he's either talking to his subjects, there are people who ensure that what you say to the king or what the king hears is what he wants to hear, the good thing.
Yeah.
Those are purveyors.
If I say bootlickers, is it?
Bootlickers is heavy slang, but somebody understands exactly what you're trying to put
in that direction.
Yeah.
So we have those people, when you arrive, they tell you, President, the president likes you so much. He likes your music. He was listening to it. You go give us a shit into Chipike. So the musician lives here thinking the president likes his music. They even tell them, President Agambi, the president wants to meet you guys.
Have you experienced that?
Baba kusetinga. Baba kusetinga. So they set you up to the direction they want.
Yes. Now, because our people don't have working terms and conditions, they move with the wind. They end up getting on stage because of the other people. Then you hear them, hey, our man, you come and sing.
I should come to some of these concerts and see exactly the kind of
they are freak
There must
shows.
be events of high drama behind the scenes before.
What happens behind there? do you see Balaam? Do you see Balaam?
The honorable minister.
Yes, the honorable minister.
Yeah.
Me, I'm happy for him where he is now because of that.
Here.
He's the biggest. You said what?
Purveyor.
That one. Balaam could sit us down and tell us now, Kasuku, you know, His Excellency watches your YouTube channel. So as you try to say things, you know he's watching.
He's watching.
In fact, Mutumireko. Then
so you go, you're like, Mzee Kutumide. Oh my God.
So you guys are like, Mzee Kutumide konyo, where the nyo gwange nkwata jori kutemu. Yabirabye esawa yonabagenda kuita. And that has happened to so many people, by the way.
So the musicians we see shaking the hands of the president, and
most of them don't know why they are there.
And neither does the president.
Neither does the president. You will see most times this one is who? He sang what? Then you realize that.
But for you, when you are coming,
when they told you the man watches your songs,
and you said you should perform.
You sang Mikono Jini, Mikono Ju, because it has elements of Swahili. The man even stood up and did salute. This man's music is good. The man has never seen the song.
So you come with all the excitement.
Yes. Now that is
asked, what is your name?
He says Bigey. He said,
after when you know me, why do you ask me my name?
What is that?
What did you sing? That is when you realize, oh, now for them then they change the narrative. The president said he likes my music. He was asking me there, hey, your music is good. Keep doing the good job.
In other words, you're all playing each other.
Exactly. So that is where the biggest problem has come. Those purveyors. They have been the biggest problem for these guys. That's why you see that after the elections are gone, when they get into trouble, the police has caught them committing crimes. Maybe they have dates. They keep referring, Mr. President. The president is not hearing because he doesn't know what they are saying. You get it? For him, he knows. People said we are contracting these people,
these artists,
the artists, to come and sing. They never told him that these people are our mobilizers.
So there are two things. There's being an artist and a mobilizer.
Those are two things.
So we have artists have turned into mobilizers.
Yes.
Now, is that the same sentiment you have for artists who are leaning towards Bobby Wine, since he's a politician now?
Yes.
Does it happen the same way?
It happens the same way. This side, they are here for the money. This side, they are here for the numbers. Because they believe Bobby Wine has the numbers. So if we are with Bobby Wine, it is easy for me to do a show, or I'll get bookings even without the music. because people believe I'm for their cause. That is the impression they have. I don't know how true it is for the musicians.
The difference about it for the Bobby Wine side, you are not called to come.
It's your own volition.
It's your own decision to join. Your own decision.
In other words, Bobby Wine is not quoting any one of you.
And this time around, it's you and your fans.
All right.
You and your fans. And there's a situation right now that the fans also put pressure to what they need, where they want you to be politically. Yes.
So inevitably you must take sides.
That is it.
That's what is happening, right?
Either you go in for the money or you go in for the numbers. Yes.
But eventually the numbers do bring the money, don't they? Doesn't it happen that way?
That is the assumption.
Or it's a long shot.
Yeah, but this for the numbers, it's a very long shot. Because the other side,
By the time it comes through.
what has started happening, the other side is, I don't know, I think internally they've started having conversations of how do we also support these people who support us. So you'll easily find a ministry gig, a regime sympathizer wedding, when someone is there and they are paying a musician 10 million. Tell him, please come and sing at a ministry gig.
Okay.
You get it. So they find a way they compensate them that side. Now, that whole discussion is the music industry right now. Those are the crossroads. The entertainment industry, actually.
And also, we should not put everything on just numbers. Yes, some people are there for the cause, for the real cause, not just numbers. Let's not term everything to numbers. Yeah. There are people who go there for the real cause, to join him.
Yeah, because I like what you're saying, because since time immemorial, music has been a driver of political sentiment. There are musicians who have sung about the politics of the day, right from the times of the Philip Bongole Rutaya and so much. So the fact that the politics at that time was not as intense as it is right now doesn't exclude them from singing or leaning towards the political side. But let me ask a question that should not at any one point take us into personal spaces. The fact that one of the top musicians is aligned to the government and the ruling party, first as an advisor to the president on issues regarding artists. The other is an advantage that is a personal thing altogether. I don't want to question his marriage to a minister within the regime, but that has the ability to ease the contact lines between the musicians and the government. I do not know whether these are dividends that you are seeing. Is there anything that is happening as a result of the now good offices of Mr. Musuza? That's a question for two of you. You can, anyone can go answer it.
Yes, you can take it on.
For starters, there is little progress. Of course, that has been happening.
Not that there should be. I'm very specific.
No, there should be. There should be. There should be. Yes.
Okay.
There is little progress, which of course was initiated. The problems in the music industry are not problems that are going to go away like this. But even before he became a presidential advisor and the wife became a minister, there were already initiations, steps being taken to align the industry, then to see after we align the industry, how do we move forward?
How do we move forward?
The only challenge I have is that has all been done outside the actual government structure. You know? Yes, because when you go and read in the Ministry of Gender, when you go and read about the structure of art and culture, how it's supposed to happen, this organization these guys are running is not under the structure of the government. So it is there.
It's a pressure group.
You could say, of course, backed by a top official in government. So it is one of those things where I say, Omnene yagambe chikorewe, and it is done.
It is done.
But legally, it is not what is right. You know? But, well, we leave that because there's nothing we can do about it. And of course the intentions are good that they are trying to drive. So we choose to move with it. So the progress is little. However, the government today does not have, okay, the government pretends, okay, let me say it in Uganda, because in English it may sound a bit harsh.
Yeah,
government yefuula eyagala abayimbi.
Okay.
Okitegeera tebaagala, but because waliwo ekiriwo kati. For example, I'm going to give you an example.
Quickly, we don't have a lot of time.
It's coming to a year and a half or 2 years since they introduced the amended copyright law.
Yeah.
In between there, we've seen laws that have taken 3 months, 6 months, in a flash they've gone.
Even 2 weeks.
You get it? Now the copyright law, these people talk about it, they're still saying it. But if the government was really intentioned on it, we've had the Seneco's bill that came within a flash, it was passed.
It was passed.
But this one that affects so many people is still there. So the government is not intentioned. It is only because of the pressure right now that is there.
All right.
You get it?
Gentlemen, we are out of time, but I should allow Bigey. There is an upcoming concert that you're going to be running. Tell us about that, and then send us off with an a cappella.
Oh yes, I'm having a concert on 7th December at Cricket over Lugogo.
Yeah.
So I'm calling upon everyone's support to come and support me on that day. The entry is 20,000, VIP is 50,000, and tables are for 2M.
2 million shillings.
Yeah, that is 7th December.
We are going to support him. Yes. All right. This guy is my guy.
Yes. No doubt.
Yeah, so that's what I can tell you.
The date again?
7th December.
7th December.
Lugogo,
at the Cricket Oval. There you are. Morning at NTV is throwing its full weight behind that concert and urging you to ensure that you go and, of course, be part of some great music. That's it for this discussion. Time now for a short break. Morning at NTV does continue.